Hey guys, it's Sherry. Welcome to Proof Weight Loss Surgery Works. I'm your Saturday vlogger. Today is December 5th, 2015, and welcome. I think you guys already know we're talking about triggers this week. Triggers, ouch. Everybody has them. What are they? How do we deal with them? What can we learn from each other's experiences with triggers? I look at triggers in two groups, the emotional triggers that I suffer from and then the food triggers. Emotional triggers, I'm sure they're common ones that everybody has. Anxiety, maybe it's anxiety at work or anxiety over a deadline you have coming up, or anxiety over dealing with your family at the holidays, or whatever form anxiety might take for you. Stress, fear, anger. For me, it's the need to control situations and then the inability to actually control the situations. Children, speaking of inability to control situations, children is a huge trigger for me and a huge stress. Lisa and I have a blended family, so if anybody has a blended family, you understand the dynamics that goes into dealing with your kids, my kids, and we've got two mama bears that are each fighting for their own children, and so all the stress and anxiety that can bring on is another big trigger for me. When someone takes my power away, you guys know what I'm talking about. Maybe you have that one person that can just cut you to your knees with just one thing that they say to you. Maybe it's an in-law, maybe it's a boss at work, maybe it's a frenemy, somebody that you know that just always seems to get the better of you. That is a big trigger for me. When I realize that somebody took my power away and I don't like the way I acted, then that can start a snowball of emotions for me when I'm dealing with that. And then foods, obviously, sugar is a huge trigger for me. It's something that is better left alone, because it's definitely something that a little is never enough, and it's easy to get off track when you forget about the basics and you start to bend the rules, and you know, a little bit of this and that won't hurt. You all know how that is. That's another set of triggers for me. So sugar, sliders, anything that doesn't give me the satiety of feeling the full feeling that keeps me going. Chips, popcorn, you know, stuff I can get way too much in without getting the satiety and the nutritional value. And then it just makes you want to continue on down that road. So how do I negotiate my way through triggers? Stop and take a deep breath. Try to put it all in perspective. I may play a game with myself where if I'm really wanting something that I know I don't have any business having, maybe I have to drink 2 20-ounce bottles of water. And then if I'm still feeling like I need something, then I'll let myself have something, but hopefully I'll either be full after I drink 2 20-ounce bottles of water, or I'll have turned my attention to something else, or my anxiety will have gotten down under control enough to where, you know, I don't really need to do that either. Another thing I do is I'll call a friend. If you have real friends along this journey, or just in your life that don't mind to tell you the truth, that can tell you, hey, you know, this is what you're doing. You're bullshitting a little bit, and this is how I know it. You know, just stop and call that one friend that can be real with you and help you get grounded and get your head around things. And I find that that helps me a lot, especially if it's someone else who has suffered and been through the addictions and found success along this journey, and somebody that doesn't mind to call me on my bull crap. That's something that is a big help to get me talked down from the ledge, so to speak, when my triggers get the better of me. And then, have you been freed from these? For me, it's a day-to-day thing. I'm a food addict. I always will be. If someone is looking at weight loss surgery as a magic bullet to cure everything that's wrong with your life, or to free you from your food addiction or your food issues forever, this is not the way to do it. You have your anatomy surgically worked on, but you don't have your brain worked on, and so you still have those issues and those triggers and those, you know, whatever old issues you had from the past that will keep coming up, and you have to keep learning to cope with them. And hopefully, once you get a handle on your weight and on the diet and everything you need to do to keep this lifestyle going, it's easier to stay on the right track than it is to get on the right track when you're super morbidly obese and you're so far in the dark you can't see the light of day. So that's been the case for me. I've definitely slid, definitely backslid, definitely continue to. But what do? I like to go, as I've mentioned, I'll watch my old videos and look and listen to the desperation that was in my voice and just the misery and that sheer desperation in that dark place that I was in. And that is no place I ever want to find myself again. So definitely watching old videos helps me to gain perspective and realize really how far I've come, and that I don't want to ever go back to that place. Or I'll read my journals. I've kept journals all along the journey, and that's another way to remind myself how far I've come, and how much perspective I've been able to gain on myself and my whole situation throughout this journey. And, you know, that my life is too good now to go back to where I was before, to that ugly place. Look at old pictures, come up with a plan. Don't wait until Monday or the first of the month. Any day, any meal, any hour can be your time to get back on track. Just start tracking. Go back on solid proteins. Don't eat or don't drink for 30 minutes after you eat, etc. Work in that intentional exercise. You know what to do. It's just getting back to it. And it's day by day. Take it 1 minute, 1 second at a time. And just cherish the journey. So that's all I have for you guys. Watch out for those triggers. I can't wait to hear how the other vloggers and our other subscribers out there in YouTube land deal with their triggers, because I can always use pointers as well. So it's been nice chatting with you guys again. And I hope you'll join me next Saturday for Proof Weight Loss Surgery Works. Bye, guys.